Are there actually people who enjoy writing subplans? Because I don't. They're exhausting, time-consuming, and inevitably I completely forget to include something. So when one of my colleagues, Jenny, told me about how she does her emergency subplans, all I could think was, man, I have been doing this wrong for my entire career. Hello, Marielle here, and today's teaching tip is about the easiest emergency subplans you'll ever create. Not only is this method super simple, but you won't have to spend a single dollar creating them. I'll also let you know the 5 biggest mistakes that you could be making in your subplans that will absolutely cause you to be on the secret district list of do not accept this subjob. It's okay, those don't exist. Let me begin by saying that I am 100% guilty of writing those beautifully narrative subplans, explaining about how at 8:07 you need to ring the transition bell so that the students line up in birth month order facing the northwest window and chant the lineup song. And I get it. You're trying to be helpful and give subs the most information you could possibly deliver. But let me tell you what happens when I look down to read paragraph 1 of Article 7 of your sub-preamble. The children turn into goats and completely tear apart your classroom. Here's all you really need to include. First, a class roster with student first and last names, pronouns, and pictures. You can just print it from your LMS attendance, then highlight the names of the Ask These Kids for Help. Next, include a weekly schedule with all the recess times, lunch, approximate subject blocks, specials or release times, that kind of thing. But don't go crazy. Your goal is to make sure it's easy to read and on one page. I also like to include a student info at a glance sheet with things like bus info, major health alerts, custody information, etc. And finally, you'll want to include a ridiculous amount of reading, writing, and math lessons. I know what you're thinking, lady, the whole reason why I'm watching this video is because I don't want to have to write days worth of plans. Where's the free stuff? Well, thanks to one of my teacher besties, you don't have to write a thing, as long as you're watching this at least a week before you're actually out sick. Here's her amazing idea. Over the next few weeks, anytime you're done with an activity or have extra worksheets, throw it in the sub bin. Yes, I know the kids have already done it, but that's the point. They can do this work independently. Remember that super awesome reading lesson you came up with but ran out of time to teach it? Or those math worksheets that popped out of the copier 30 minutes after your prep period was over? Just throw those in there too. Just make one folder that says reading activities, one that says math, and one for writing. And while you're at it, go talk to the teachers in the grade below you. Ask them if they'd be willing to contribute a few of their extra activities. Since it's from the prior year, it's highly likely the students will be able to do the work independently. Also, get your grade level team on the task by swapping activities with them as well. You can literally use the exact same worksheets for all of your classes, since it's not like your second grade class is going to go to the other second grade classes anytime soon. Remember, these are emergency subplans. This is to get you through a day or two of an unexpected absence, not for long-term leave. The students will have something to do, which will give the sub some time to play any fun activities or games that they've come up with. Subs always have a few engaging games tucked into their pocket to make things fun for the kids. And believe me, the thing you must have are activities that the kids have in front of them. Which brings me to my top 5 mistakes I've seen when I've been going over subplans. Number 1. You don't leave anything for the kids to actually do. Yes, I understand the worksheets are linked, and of course it would be wonderful if the sub printed them out ahead of time. But listen, if your sub is lucky enough to have a copier code, they don't. And even if they're also lucky enough to get the plans more than 15 seconds before your class starts, there's no way they're going to have time to see that on page 8 of your plans, you have a link to student worksheets, so just skip it. You have plenty of time to make the emergency sub bin ahead of time. Number 2, you don't give the students the opportunity to be self-sufficient when they're with you. I still remember the first time I subbed a second grade class with no subplans and I had to improvise. So I came up with a writing assignment on the spot and I turned to the kids and asked, so who can show me where the paper is? And they had no idea. They literally had no idea where the teacher kept anything. Not her manuals, not the supplies, nothing. So on day 1 of your class, start showing the kids where all the supplies are. Number 3, you created a seating chart. I've made this mistake every year, and I finally learned that it's going to change 13 times before your first sub even comes in. And nothing is worse than getting into a power struggle with David over whether or not he actually sits next to Anna. So instead, label the desks. If your students are too old for desktop labels, just label the front of their desks. Number 4, You made everything digital. Now, for long-term plans, this is awesome. But for emergency plans, this is a really bad idea. And here's why. Your sub might not even have a district email, let alone access to your online plans. And I know you've shared it with your admin so that they have access, but it doesn't matter. Something won't work. You can have tech that is 100% reliable every day you've ever taught, but it will absolutely fail the day you are out. Please don't do that to your sub. Don't leave videos. Don't make them navigate Google Slides. Honestly, don't even make them turn on the overhead because I'm sure like the bulb will blow. Number 5, you expect the sub to pick up where you left off on your plans. I know that it super sucks to be out sick and all of your awesome plans get scrapped and you have to go back and reteach the lesson you were planning on teaching if you were present. And yes, I know you've labeled everything in your teacher's manuals and wrote sticky notes and circled all the pages, but it doesn't matter. I've been teaching like 18 years and I've taught preschool and second grade and sixth grade and middle school and high school, and I've been an administrator, all of it. I can lesson plan from my benchmark second grade ELA curriculum like a pro. But if you hand me a fourth grade teacher's manual from Houghton Mifflin, it might as well be IKEA furniture directions. I'm just gonna do my own thing. Teacher manuals are so text heavy, and as a classroom teacher, you edit and improvise daily. So there is no way for a sub to know what you spend time on and what you skip. Remember, they're not pre-reading it the night before. They're navigating it live in front of children who do not remain silent while they're waiting. All right, substitute teachers, what did I miss? Comment below and let us know what other super simple items you'd like to see in our plans. And don't forget to tell us what your favorite snacks are. Also, thank you so much for everything you do. I know you don't get nearly the recognition you deserve, and you all have really, really tough jobs. So thank you for all of your hard work and dedication to our community. We really appreciate it. If you're a teacher who's interested in more time-saving tips, then check out this video with my favorite way to organize all of my teaching materials with the absolute simplest method ever. It also totally integrates with any subplans you might be leaving, and the best part is you can reuse it over again every year without changing a thing.